Alright, hi everyone, welcome to Mermaid Tarot. So today we're going to be using the Everyday Witch Tarot. So we're going to be finding out what it is that you need to know. So let's hop straight to it. Okay, so what I'm getting from these cards is actually with this girl here, you can see that she's reading a book, so she's actually trying to acquire more and more knowledge. But what is actually happening here, what the rest of the cards are telling me, is that she already knows the stuff. She already acquires the knowledge. She already has it. But you're kind of reading, you don't ever think that you're ready enough. And I mean, like, that's the story of my life right now. You'll never think that you're ready. You'll think that you'll need to keep learning before you put yourself out there and make a decision, because there is a decision being made. Here with the Seven of Cups, she has all these choices. So she's reading up, trying to think, okay, well, what's the next step? What is it that I need to do? Like, what is the best decision to be making? Because you got quite a few options here. You can either play it safe, you can follow your heart, you can keep reading, and the more and more you read, know that doesn't mean it's going to get you any further. Right now it's all about taking the action. So with this next one here, we've got the Lovers. So we're kind of just wishing and hoping. You've set the intention, you've done what it is that you need to do, you've taken the action step. Now it's just waiting for it to manifest and just hoping that you have made that right decision. And then with this card here, we've got I'm kind of seeing a lot of gratitude in this card. So with manifesting what it is that you want, with that comes gratitude. So I can see you just being so grateful for the people around you, being so grateful for everything that you have right now. And that's what you have to be doing right now. And then we got the Nine of Cups here. And so she's got this vision of what she wants, and she wants to achieve all these things. So it's just keeping that vision alive. It's constantly working towards it, keeping that vision alive. But then I can also see here is that a lot of worry may set in, like, oh, have I made the right decision? Is this going to pay off in the long run? So genuinely speaking, because this is a general reading, you're doing all the right steps. And the worry card, I mean, that is always going to come. Like the doubt, the stress, the worry, it's always going to be there. Throughout any big decision we make, that ego is always going to set in and question if we have made the right choice. But just know with this, the Nine of Pentacles here, with this lady reading the book, you have acquired enough knowledge. Just start. Okay, just make that decision, take that action step. Like, set all your intentions, write down everything that it is that you want for yourself. Keep that vision alive. Just keep visioning it every single night before you go to bed, or every morning when you wake up. Meditate on your desired outcome, and then express so much gratitude for what you already have, because the way that how we become a super attractor is living in gratitude, because that's a language of the universe. That's how our aura expands. That's how the brick wall comes down and everything can get magnetized to us. So we have to live in gratitude for all that we have. Be grateful that your business or whatever adventure you're going on is a success. And always know, like, the most scariest decision is always the right decision to make. If it's scaring you, you actually know that you're on the right path. So there's always going to be that doubt and that worry of, if that money's going to come back. I can just see you just hoping and praying here. But just know that if you keep making action steps towards what it is that you want to achieve, it's going to happen. These cards are they're giving you an insight to your life right now, and also what it is that you need to do in order to make success happen. So let's get some oracle cards. We are in nature, becoming grounded embodiment, living in connection. Okay, so because this may be quite a big step for you and you don't really know what's to come of it, we have to stay grounded. Okay, this is why we have to be living in gratitude. We have to just keep our eye on the prize, but living in the moment. It's kind of like, all right, do our vision work in the morning and then forget it for the rest of the day and just go about our day. Maybe walking barefoot on the grass is going to really help you come back into your body and be a stress relief for you. But what this guy is telling you is that you just need to stay connected with you and not allow the stress and the worry to get the better of you. We have to stay connected. And the more and more we stay connected, the more and more ideas are going to be able to come to us in order to make those next steps that we may not know what to do just yet. So they're all going to come. Rose without thorns. You have a right to your joy, peace, sweetness of life. So know that things don't have to be hard. Manifest consciously. Manifest that this is easy. I only work for a few hours a day. I get my workout done in the mornings. Manifest an easy life for yourself because you deserve it. Like, it doesn't have to be long hours. Life doesn't have to be a struggle. When you intentionally think that way, then that's exactly what's going to happen. But when you allow all these doubts, this stress, thinking that you have to work hard, long hours, it has to be stressful and overwhelming, things are going to go wrong, then that's exactly what you're going to manifest. So know that it's saying like roses can bloom without thorns. You know, like life doesn't have to be prickly, it doesn't have to be scary. You just have to be very conscious in the way that you are thinking, because your thoughts is what creates your reality. So that's why we have to intentionally think. Okay, then we've got trust the seasons, embracing change, cycles of life, transition, growth. So embracing, trusting the seasons. So just like a flower, you know, in the winter, all the petals die off and there's no rose. But then in the spring, it's all starts to grow back. The summer, it is thriving. And in the winter, all the leaves turn different colors and then we're going back to winter. So it's like we have to take, like, there are going to be days of what's feeling like a standstill, but know that there is so much happening in the background. There are times that we're going to have to do a lot of shedding work, being consciously aware of our thoughts and our behaviors and how we react to certain situations. And it's noticing these patterns and removing them by consciously being aware of how we are. So then there's going to be periods of just shedding this old self. There are going to be times where you're going to go through a lot of upgrades, so that, like with any upgrade, it's taking that next scary step, that next transition, that next chapter of your life, which is another growth period. It's always scary. When you're facing something that is really scary, know that you are about to up level your life. You're about to go through a growth period. So I feel like that's what you're going through right now. You're going through a seasonal change. You're about to up level your life. All you have to do is make that action step, take that leap of faith, and just wish for the best. Wish upon the stars of a night time. Call in your ancestors, call in your guides, call in your angels every night, and help bring this success towards you. Help shed of all the things that are not serving you anymore. Alright, let's see what else we have. Because I feel like there is like a lot of stress and worry that's going on, and it's getting really overwhelming for you. And all you have to do is like step off that diving board, and then you'll realize how much fun that was. And then you're going to go up the diving board again, and you're going to get more and more comfortable. But the more and more comfortable you get, know that you have to go up that next level to the next diving board level, and then do it all over again. And that's how you become more and more successful. Every time you leave your comfort zone, that's where the success is. Oh, got Rainbow Reviver. So it's almost like bringing things back to life again. It's almost like you're coming back to who you are, having fun again, not taking life so seriously anymore. Like when you take that leap, you're going to realize that it actually wasn't that scary. It wasn't as scary as you were making it out to be, and actually it is so much more fun on the other side. The side you're on now is full of like dread and stress and fear, where on the other side, if you just took that leap, this is where all your dreams come true. And this is where you start coming back to who you are and living life to the fullest, and seeing where the wind blows you and where you're going to end up next is an adventure in itself. And it's not knowing where it's going to take you, not having that stress and where you're going to be in 5 years' time. Like, just go with the flow, having flow in your life, allowing things just to be easy. When we don't stress, when we don't worry, when we don't expect things to happen by a certain time, so not putting time periods on everything, and you just relax into it, that's when the most spontaneous things happen. That's when the love of your life comes in, when you least expect it. So relax into it all. This is where the success is. Ooh, I feel like that was a lot in itself. And I know exactly, like, everything that you're going through right now, I know all too well how that feels. I really do. Okay, so we've got maturity. Alright, so with maturity, this is you consciously manifesting everything that it is that you want for yourself, because only you can make your life happen. You can't rely on other people. So it's stepping up to that plate. It's owning up to things. I mean, like, you know what? Yeah, my behavior has been pretty shitty, or, you know, I haven't been the greatest person, or, you know, I could take responsibility over this. Like, how you react to things is on you. You are the one that needs to be the bigger person. You are the one that needs to step up and make life happen. Only you can get to this. No one else can make that happen but you. And then it becomes all more deserving. It only feels even better because you have overcome all these obstacles. And this is where like the shedding happens as well, is when we take responsibility for our life, when we take responsibility for our actions and what we have manifested. Even if it seems like it's someone else's fault and we may be the victim of the circumstance, you still manifested that. So it's taking ownership of our thoughts and intentionally thinking a certain way of how we want our life to come to be. So you need to sit yourself down and start scripting everything that you want for yourself. How do you want to be? What's the relationship you want to have with certain people? What do you want for yourself in terms of career? How much money do you want to be making? That is up to you. Start scripting and see how things start shifting in your life. We'll get one more card of this deck. Whoop. That one flew. The Divine Feminine. Okay, so this is bringing in all the feminine energy. It's bringing in, the feminine energy is all about emotions, nurture, caring. So looking after yourself. This is where the maturity comes in, because again, we can't rely on anyone else for our own happiness. We can't rely on anybody else to take care of us. So we have to look after ourselves. And when we start looking after ourselves and doing things for ourselves, that's when this comes in. That's when all that we want comes in, because we are looking after ourselves. We're not grinding ourselves to the bone. We're starting to do self-care. We're doing, homemade masks at home, or soaking our feet of a night time before bed, or we're doing our 10-minute meditation before bed, or reading a book, or just enjoying that cup of tea in silence, or watching just stopping and watching your favorite show, like just being still, or baking something, starting to do things for you and taking care of your own mentality. It's kind of like what you think you have to do the opposite. So when you think you have to work harder, actually that's when you sit still. They say when you are the most stressed, that is the perfect time to just sit your body down and meditate and do nothing but meditate. So we need to start looking after ourselves in order for everything to manifest. So it's like you feel like you have to do all this work, but actually just slow down. Start nurturing yourself. Start smelling the roses on your walks. Tell someone that you love them. Tell someone that you love their dress or their shoes, or that they look good today. Spread that love. But most importantly, spread the love onto yourself first. We can't take care of others unless we take care of ourselves. So we need to stop. We need to just ask ourselves, what is it that I need? Do I need a good cry right now? Have a good cry. Do I need a good vent? Vent in your journal, or call a friend or a family member. Do you need to scream into a pillow? Scream into a pillow. Whatever it is that you need to do for yourself, do it. Because from there, we can then start ridding of all the things that aren't serving us, and then we feel lighter, we feel so much better, and then we can allow things to come in. And that's where the shedding happens as well, within the crying, getting rid of all these things that aren't serving us. So we'll just do 2 more, because this is a long session. Okay, so we've got the Void. So there is, can you see that there? It's quite dark, I know. So there is something that is weighing down on you. There is something that it is that you need to take care of. Okay? There is something. So face it. When you face head on to this, that's when everything starts unraveling for the better. That's when you can start letting go and the forgiveness happens, and then you can get to your success. But right now, something is weighing really heavy on you, and this is where the maturity comes in. The maturity card is about taking responsibility for any actions, behaviors, outcomes. Even though this could have been someone else, you still manifested this. So take responsibility, face it, and start your forgiveness journey. And this will be a journey. It could be a 2-year journey. Who knows? But the more you face it head on, the earlier and sooner you can get rid of it. It's almost like this thing is it's weighing so heavy that it's stopping you from being happy. So let's start facing it. What is it that do you need to face? What is it that you need to just get angry about and be raw about and be honest with yourself? Screaming into that pillow, having that good cry. You don't need to physically say sorry to this person or ask their forgiveness or physically forgive them. It's all mental. So I would ask you to go on YouTube and how to forgive. Maybe Google Abraham Hicks and forgiveness. So you've got assessing. Okay. Alright, I'll do one more. Okay, and then we got fruition. Alright. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to shake that. Okay, so we've got assessing. So we've got the void, assessing, and then fruition. So assessing is when you do this forgiveness work, it's then assessing, okay, how am I feeling? It's constantly asking yourself, how am I feeling? How am I feeling? How am I feeling? It's always looking at our shadow self and what needs working on. And then looking at how far you're coming as well. Like, look at how, even the tiniest step could be something so massive. So pat yourself on the back whilst you're on this journey as well. And look how far you've actually come. Look at something that you'd never do or say or even think of, a year ago. When we start looking at how far we've come and all the work we're doing, all this internal work, that's when everything starts coming to life. That's when, because all this heaviness that you're holding onto is restricting you so much because it's weighing you down emotionally. It's it's tiring you. It's something that makes you angry and frustrated, and those are very dense emotions. And it's like this brick wall goes up around your aura and nothing good can come in until you start that forgiveness work, and then it all starts falling away, and then our aura expands because we're feeling so much more positive, and then all the opportunities come in. So whilst you're manifesting what it is that you're manifesting, do the internal work of what it is that you need to face that is weighing heavy on you, and that's going to get you to where you need to be. So with that, I'm going to love you and leave you. If you would like a private reading, please click the link below. Otherwise, I'll see you in my next video.